This is SAT 3310, and I want to just introduce Perl a little bit as our scripting language. Um, Here's Perl and the Perl website. The name really doesn't technically mean anything, but there's been a couple different acronyms thrown around a little bit. Perl's biggest method, or I shouldn't say methodology, but philosophy, I guess, is that there's always more than one way to do it, and that's the unique thing about Perl. It's also been said that with Perl, easy things should be easy and hard things should be at least possible. Perl is also a pretty old scripting language, so it's not as elegant maybe as some of the newer ones like Python, but it's so widespread and it's used just about everywhere. It's also been described as the duct tape that holds the internet together. So why do we use Perl? Well, because it's used so much. You're going to run into Perl and Perl scripts. Perl is a high-level interpreted scripting language. It's developed by Larry Wall. It's been around since 1987. Again, it's not the prettiest scripting language, but it certainly works. Really, you're going to be using Perl 5. Perl 6 is a complete rewrite, but most everything is still in Perl 5. If you're used to programming, say, in like C, or have worked at all with awk or sed, Perl is very similar to those things. Perl is available for everything, which makes it nice and easy to work with. Some really good resources that I highly recommend that you look at are, of course, the official site Perl.org. Perlmonks.org is a fantastic place to ask questions. As is Stack Overflow with any Perl questions, or if you just do a search, more than likely somebody's already asked and answered your Perl questions. Perl can be extended by adding Perl modules, and the modules come from the Perl CPAN, or Comprehensive Perl Archive Network, and these modules add functionality to Perl. So for example, if you want to do something with, say, cryptography, there's no need to write it from scratch. Somebody's already made a Perl module to help do all the heavy lifting for encoding or decoding a certain crypto algorithm. So certainly look for the Perl CPAN archive. Here's just a very simple example Perl introduction. Your first line of any scripting language, any scripting should call the scripting language itself. We start, of course, with the hash bang or shebang, and then the path to where Perl lives on your system. You can see I wrote just a very brief comment. I've set a variable and then print out that variable with a new return. So you can see it's relatively easy to read. Perl also has some interesting side things, like there's a whole subculture that does or creates Perl poetry. This is an actual Perl program written as a poem. So you can actually, if you go online and do a little research on Perl poetry, it's actually kind of fun. One of the other subcultures of Perl is Perl obfuscation, which is making Perl as difficult to read as possible. So this is an actual Perl program. It's all on one line, and the idea is that it's a program that will do something, but is basically impossible to read or even figure out what the program is doing.